going. And here we go, folks. Wait, is it working? Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. I hope. It says we're streaming, so hopefully we are streaming. And why aren't we getting done? Oh, there we go. The wonders of this wonderful technology we're working with. I'm definitely looking forward to when I can rework this entire setup, but until then, it does the job. And for the most part, I could probably even do this for a lot longer. I just minor conveniences that would happen from having, well, 2 monitors. Like, all I'm gonna do is get a really good gaming monitor, because that's where, that way I'm getting good gameplay and you guys can actually because what happens is, like, let's say I got the most stupidly high quality monitor, which I'm not gonna go for, and got like 4K, 240 hertz, minimal. I'm trying to remember what it's properly called. Response time. Oh yeah, like the minimal response time. Like, say I got it like 0.6 response time. I'm not gonna get all that. I'm gonna probably just get at most a 1440p monitor. I found out that the 2.1 HDMI that's recommended for PS5 gameplay, well, one, it's just too uncommon and it's a pain. It limits my options. I can get a 1440p high refresh rate monitor with probably a good minimal display, like a minimal input command loss. It may not be like that, like 1.6 or less, but I could still probably get a really good reaction time monitor and be happy. And I probably won't be able to pull off something like a 32-inch because, well, just it seems like 27 inch is the most common gaming size when you look up that information. So it seems like that's going to be the end goal. 1440, 27 inch, and ideally be as close to at least 120 hertz. That way.
Oh. I mean, hello there. Apologies, I was astral projecting with something backwards verse.
That must be fun. Oh, well, like I was saying, I was gonna probably go with We weren't even gonna talk to you, you dumbass. Like I said, for 120. If I can, I'll get higher hertz monitor. A really low response time. And 27 inches, 1440p. That's what I'm thinking in the long term. Now, mind you, it's going to be a while before I get that, because until I know. Oh, I need more comic information to understand that context. Because what's the other zombie? Do I even want to know? Heck, is he making a joke about Captain America just because he technically came back from the dead when he came out of the ice? Because, like, the serum is the only reason he survived that. But he could also be technically referring to anyone else, like, well, heck, you could be arguing that working with Blade is working with a zombie because he's technically half vampire, which is supposed to be an undead being. Oh. I didn't realize I missed that. Mind you, it's been a while since I played, as I said in some of the earlier streams. So I probably didn't realize.
There is my ferocious Charlie girl.
That there was other locations I hadn't collected things from. Now let's first confirm we do not have any new. Well, oh yeah, there we are. Yeah, like I said, making sure we don't have any missed library entries to look at and get some more arcane knowledge. Oh yeah, because we're now like 100 and let's see, 200 points would have been to get it when it was 250. So yeah, we're now like 195 left to go. Now, mind you, I think we're not going to really reach that until we get the next moon seal that gives us another way to clear out. Well, one, because it'll open up more areas, so more from various journal entries and other collectibles. Let's see, where is it? Yeah, sorry if I keep disappearing. Well, not disappearing, but if you watch me look at my phone, I find it easier than just, popping. Well, mind you, technically it's probably faster just to go to my main menu and just look it up on the computer, but there it is. Forgot I recently looked at it, so it's at the very top. I'm used to looking a few down for what I was looking for in my search bar. I recently posted a story to Archive of Our Own, made by some random AI generated stuff, pictures I created, and I just slapped them together into a story when I realized, oh wait, these are one or two of these images work enough. I think I even I'm not sure if the third one worked out during that or if I generated it afterwards. I definitely generated the final one, and they all are close enough in what I need to make this 4-part story, and just made some basic text, most of it being in the now I didn't do what I was looking for. Like I said, quest items, that's where collections, here we go. Yeah, like I said, once we get the next area opened up, we can get more access to more of these collections. I don't think it'll necessarily complete them. Oh wait, it probably will, because I realized I think the only area we don't have access to in some way is Lilith's Garden. Like we can't even get to anything in that one. Oh, of course, maps over there. I'm so freak. Can't even remember where to go. Because, like I said, the only area we really can't access right now is here. At least this area. I can't remember how much of this area we're able to access, because we can't get too much until we can get into that region. That's where we'll get another explosion of arcane knowledge, because there'll be more things to collect in this area. There'll be more as we clear out the various vines. With the next word of power we get will give us some points. Some of the previous words of power will be able to do things in this area. So yeah, that'll be our big push to get more stuff. At best, we can only chip away at what's left of the arcane knowledge with various library readings and all that. Basically, right now I'm just running around trying to see if I can collect various reagents. Trying to collect what I can. I'll just port right to Agatha's altar. Sorry for all the yawning. Odd, considering how it's been a relatively peaceful week for me for a change. That's why I've been at a bunch of small streams. I've actually had the implied days off that I would get. Most of the time it's always, can you come in tomorrow night? Not sure if I should be worried or glad, because 2 days is not a lot of cash. But at the same time, you can't exactly argue with the rest it gives. Especially in a type of work where it's not heavy labor, it's more like at most medium, but it's steady labor. Like, we're not lifting super heavy things, but, I guess the most it's going to be is 50 pounds. And even they said more likely 35 on average or less. In general when picking stuff up. So that's not too bad. But when you do that 100 times, and you do it 2 or 3 times a week, depending on how many freight days you get. It's basically the days when we get all the new product and we have to go find out, okay, can we get it all up there? What has to go back into storage in the back after we're done? Now, obviously, certain things aren't going to be so bad. Obviously, for example, if we're taking a box of cereal, no matter how big it is, it's still just a box of cereal. Like, that's going to be 12 or more boxes max. Like, it's not going to be super high. Like, I don't think it's going to hit 20 boxes. Even 20 boxes of cereal is a lot easier to pick up than a freaking 20 bottle of salsa. salsa's going to be the heavier one, even if it's 12 or more bottles compared to 12 or more boxes of cereal. It's not the same. It's a lot harder to pick up that salsa, or even just pasta sauce. You can imagine getting a whole case of sauce put up on the front shelf, especially if you're doing it the whole case in one go. Sometimes there's not enough room for it. You can only go, okay, I can only take out X number of them and put them on the shelf. But there are times when you have to get the plastic off, assuming you can safely get the new cardboard thing onto the shelf, because sometimes the weight of once you cut the plastic off, especially if you cut it off in the bottom in an X shape, that compromises the cardboard a little, and it's already going to be brittle just because of the extreme weight. And then you're not just trying to pick it up flat; you're trying to maneuver it. So that means you eventually can't just put your arms underneath it and keep it all level. That the part that gets unleveled will start to break as you try to lift it upward. So sometimes when I go to anything that's not on here, I won't even bother trying to put the case on, even if the thing is empty. I'll just take one at a time, well, two at a time, I guess, because one in each hand if I can make sure I remember, and just put them on the shelf manually instead of risking trying to pick it up higher and watch out that, oh no, the cardboard broke, now one or two bottles slip out, smash into the ground, and now I have to waste time cleaning up all the glass, the pasta sauce, and so on. Like, heck, it was bad enough on my second night. I was trying to move old pasta sauce to the front, and I can't remember the exact thing I did. But I thought, oh, okay, I'll just move it forward. In the process, I tried to pick up the old cardboard and carefully lift it upward. I didn't compensate for the fact that, it's already been cut. It's already been, it's a flat thing. It doesn't even have any edges anymore. When I did it, some of the bottles fell off the shelf. I probably took out anywhere from 4 to 6 of them. Maybe even more than 6, because once again, it's been a while. And, oh god, that was a lot of pasta. I mean, that was a lot of sauce just having to be cleaned up. Made it a lot easier to get the new one on. Ugh. Oh, and for those who, if they do take up retail, especially at a grocery store and have to do that, I'm still learning to do it again, but I don't use my knees like as much as I should. Do not lift with your back. You've probably heard it many times over the years. It's true. Do not lift with your back. The corner of my back is still being a pain, literal pain. It's not bad, but it's uncomfortable. So I'm technically injured, but not to the point where I can't do anything. Heck, sometimes going to work is what makes it feel better than when I'm not at work. But that's even my dad says it's probably because when I'm at work, even if you're not moving it right or it is injured, it's still being exercised. That means the muscles stretch out and takes away some of the discomfort, because guess what? Now their muscles are working. They're not just letting themselves over-relax and then, more sensitive. The worked muscle will be more prepared. It's like how you stretch for an exercise. the worked muscle just plain cooperates better. Regardless if it's injured or not. Like I said, I think it's faster if I just do this. Push the window button on my keyboard. Okay, yeah, so as far as I can tell, you guys aren't seeing what I'm looking at on the desktop menu. You're still seeing only the game. And me, because of the camera. Okay, go back to the game. Okay, so as far as I can tell, we're done for the night. Because unfortunately, you gotta keep an eye on those areas and make sure you're keeping up the reagents, because you don't know which ones you're gonna need. Like, I can't remember which ones make the like, I don't use battle items as much as I probably should. Like, if I, like, for example,
The tower bells are ringing. My favorite childhood prank. But I have not heard this in so long. The caretaker must be wincing right now. Maybe this was her idea of a joke.
Yeah. Well, here's the good thing, because, for the longest time I thought that just meant nothing, and I didn't realize on these days, this ladder is down. Whenever you hear that bell, go back here, go to this ladder. Because most likely, well, at the very least, that chest is there, even if you can't access it this day. And I believe there's something more up here. There, journal entry. Now, obviously, the journal entry is only 5 points in knowledge and a bit of lore, but still something. Now, the big thing is you'll be able to get this chest. Obviously, you'll need a key, and the key over off on the side that I just picked up isn't there. It's after you do that, it's gone. But the thing is I'm not gonna. You shouldn't argue with the chance to open a legendary chest, which has more loot. Anyone who disagrees with having loot must be shot. And like I said, you can only come up here on the days that tower bell is rung. As far as I know, anyway. I can't believe it's so unresponsive. Like, I don't mind 30 frames, but it doesn't seem that stable. And I got tired of the choppy cinematic glitches. I guess that's the other advantage of the new monitor when I have it. Mind you, the new monitor won't be, as I said, for a good while. Sorry if you see the weird grin on my face. I just started thinking about something that my niece did way back. So, like some conversations I had earlier today came back to mind as thinking of little silly things my niece did as a child. I don't know why they're coming. The conversation that brought those initial memories originally back today sort of was popping in my head as we played. Probably thinking, what happens if she showed up like that and I was a streamer? Oh, look, Uncle XV. Well, mind you, she would have said my name and going, hey, if you're going to say my name, I'm going to, on live stream, my real name on live stream, the very least I'm going to do is use your cuteness to get some more viewers. Look at the cute thing. Look at it. Watch me so you can see more of the cute thing at random intervals. Which the kid will then probably never come back to into the stream ever again. Because she'll probably hate the idea of me grabbing her up by the armpits and go, look at it, look at it. The cutest and dumbest thing in this house. That part alone would get her to go, I'm not seeing you ever again. Mind you, it's kind of like at the age I'm specifically mentioning, she was the kind where me and my dad both made fun of her for something. She marched off going, I don't like you anymore. Had me and my dad laughing when she did that. Oh yes, we're very offended by you saying you don't like us anymore. We know you're just being pouty. You weren't even that mad. At least not the part that would actually get us worried. Well, mind you, any kid that gets that angry screaming would probably be told by even the grandfather that is my dad to her, would be going, you do not talk to me like that. You can be mad at me, but you don't give me attitude. Mind you, he'd be still more chilled in comparison if it was me or my sisters that gave him that kind of attitude. Grandfathers can let certain things fly. Fathers cannot. Fathers will be respected unless they're... well, even the absolutely shitty ones will demand that respect. But the average father should not have to... will not tolerate it. Grandparents are allowed to let the grandkids get away with proverbial murder. Parents actually have to raise the kids. Okay, this seems to be a waste of time. I was hoping more things would be back after the rain. Can't remember if it's during or after. After the rain, where the most plants are back, but so far we're not seeing anything interesting. I guess we'll just do a quick look in the ever. I think we were already there, but I'm not sure. Okay, obviously we're not here. If that's
Hello.
because the main reason I'm coming here is for the off chance things like. Well, I can't remember the name, but of either the two things that grow in this specific spot. But they're not all that common until we get, was it that spot? No, it was over here. No, okay, no, it was over here. I think it's when this spot clears up. Let's check the map. That will probably be more obvious. Basically, when we can get further. No, okay, we're over here, so no, it gotta be. I think it's wherever. I think it's one of these two spots need to be cleared before we can really get regular access to those things. Oh no, it's in Lilith's Garden, I think, when we get most of those things. Alright, I could be wrong even about that. So it's like I said, there's a whole bunch of areas we can't get to yet. Now, unfortunately, when I do get the new mic, I won't be able to use it right away because if it's showing up tomorrow, but I work tomorrow night. So obviously, we're not going to find out the quality. Well, that and the fact that even once I get it, it's probably going to take some fine tuning. Because it has that built-in software that lets you control it. Plus, the controls in Streamlabs as it is. So yeah, we gotta get the thing, find out, toy with it, what settings where need to be changed. Yeah, I think for the most part though, it does seem like we still have to explore all this area. I think there's a few spots still left in this region. We need to wait until we have the other words of power. But overall, it's that other corner of the map we need to clear out before we can really do anything. So we'll go warp back.
Hey, can I ask you a favor?
Okay, well, actually I think it's more important that we get everyone's going to argue what's more valuable. What do you need? Boosting the hunter's offense and getting the dark points, or giving magic more options? Right now, getting Hunter those dark points and boost to offense for him is more important than getting magic a skill. But the thing is, on playthrough 2, like, if you're doing New Game Plus, that's a lot more flexible because, once again, it definitely comes down to what do you want. From what I'm doing, I'm trying to get the most dark points quickly. So then I can go grind light points to to go back the other direction. Right now, we only have 25 dark points. We still have to get all the way to 100, I believe, to get up here. Then we have to get those 100 points. Oh, no, it's alright, it says 200. So, yeah, we need to get 200 of those points to get up here. Then we need to get 200 points to get back down here. And then do another 200 light points to get up here. So yeah, the sooner we get to 200 dark points, the better.
Hey, Charlie Warley puppy face.
Here's a weird question. Do you, consider yourself to be a goth?
What is a goth?
It's a 20th century music and fashion subculture. Kinda hard to explain, but it's people who appreciate what others would see as dark or macabre.
Like people who enjoy horror novels and films, and the sad, whiny music you and Magic listen to?
You feel called out. Figured since your mom is the mother of demons and all, you might, identify with being goth too.
That's not how it works. But for the sake of getting dark points, I'll take it.
I believe I am more goth than you.
Didn't realize it was a competition.
Yes, it is.
You are goth in your own way.
I will say, my hair is cooler than yours. No offense.
He can take you.
It is very fitting.
I like the way I dress. I feel badass.
You should.
Plus, I think I'm stuck. Goth never dies.
They say that about any fashion social choice. Everyone says rock never dies, goth never dies, jazz never dies. Well, everything has its place. Everyone has their own tastes. So it's debatable. It's something has to completely fall out of favor for it to die off. And, well, unfortunately for you, Nico, goth will probably have that because something else will take its place and be the more prominent version.
Should have built a firing range first.
Once again, most people there don't use firearms. Heck, even the ones actually it might apply for, like Iron Man, are using high-powered blasts, not small hand-size caliber weapons. You're the only one using light armaments in terms of range warfare. Captain Marvel and Iron Man alone would blow up most targets and everything around it with their basic attack. And do you see Magic using anything? The only time she has a long-range weapon is if she opens a portal and throws a person through it. Because she can be anywhere, and that portal can be anywhere. So, it's not the same. And then, of course, there's Nico, who doesn't have conventional range attacks. They're either really wimpy, and they look like they're self-guided because they're things like bats, or so overpowered that they're not meant to. Well, heck, her legendary, even though it hits a lot of targets, is such a random thing. There is no aiming it. It's just pointed in the direction and pray it hits. Of course, there's so much of it that it most likely will hit something.
Caretaker could have at least left me a chair.
Caretaker could have left me some freaking money, but she didn't. Like, heck, why do I have to spend money to train? From a gameplay perspective, it makes sense. But from every other perspective, it's a bad idea. Like, from a lore perspective, they shouldn't be this needed to freaking train.
Oh, you are gonna love this.
Okay, to get more combat slots, we need to take... Oh no, we need to build 3 more things. To build that, we need 1 more mission with Nico. With that, we need 1 more mission with Iron Man. We need 2 more missions with Magic. She's the reason we need to... Oh, yeah, that's right, because she has interactions with the Danger Room. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense now. 1 more mission for Ghost Rider to get that. We need to have more research to... Wait. Oh, no, we can actually build that. Okay. Now let's get that.
New coil. Let's get to work. You take your pick, Hunter.
That tends to be the idea. Guess that. And that.
Later.
I'm not putting that new ability in the deck, but the set I didn't know about the others. Like, I don't think I need it for Iron Man. I definitely don't need Nico's. Like, heck.
Dr. Strange knows Merlin. Let's do this.
Oh, here it is. Okay, I was going, why can't I upgrade? Okay. Oh, that's why, because we're in the... I went too far. Okay, yeah, that's the advantage. One, it gains the ability to do actual damage. And it becomes 0 cost for a heroic. So, yeah. We need this.
New and improved.
Especially considering how, it becomes extremely useful later on for if you're doing a dark build for Hunter. Despite its drawback of getting rid of cards in your hand, it's still a strong ability.
Do you remember the bells, kid? When you were younger, I could barely keep you out of that tower. Any excuse to ring those damn things. You don't know how close I came to cutting them down.
Why didn't you?
I wouldn't have thought so, but it's good to hear those bells again after all this time. As hard as Sarah tried to keep you out of the tower, you always found your way back in, just in time to wake her up at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, that's the thing is when you're half hellspawn, you gotta find a way to drive people nuts because you already have the natural human tendencies to do that. So, little kid with literal demon blood and natural child mischievousness combined create well, that and the fact that even if he didn't have the demon blood, he probably still would have been that mischievous. If Gaia is a part of the Earth, why isn't she doing... Well, mind you, I don't know the rules of the old Elder Gods, especially her. From what I vaguely understand of all the Elder Gods things, she's one of the few benign ones. Others are neutral to outright less evil than Cthon, or whatever his name is. But, you know, some of them are... You know, like, Magic in the comics literally had a plot that had her punished by... I can't remember if it was the X-Men or the Avengers, that was still meant to destroy the Elder Gods, and the Elder Gods were a problem at a time, if not at that exact moment. In general, were a problem. But the thing is, she's going, yep, you're still going to be punished because you nearly killed us doing this. Without even telling us, like, and they, from my vague, like, I could be misrecalling the information because it was something I did casually back when I played it on the PS5 version. I looked up what the Elder Gods and some of what Magic did to destroy them because of the trouble they cause. So in general, yeah, the Elder Gods don't seem to be all that helpful in the grand scheme of... Well, maybe in the grand scheme, because they might be the... Well, for example, in this game, it's their power that helps seal Cthon in the final battle. Not directly. Like, they're not outright saying, use our power. It's just basically use each Elder God's sigil to seal away the final boss. And stop the Midnight Sun from, well, fully rising. Wait, okay, so... New combat available. Okay, nothing that gives money outright in this one. So let's take Blade's mission. Defeat heavy enemies. Play 2 abilities. Yeah, that works out pretty well, actually. I'd rather lose that intel and get that chance for more money, because we need... It's the only way we're going to get the money in this particular run. Okay, let's see. Who needed... I think it was Nico we need to play one more to get her thing unlocked, which might be worth it. Blade's... Well, mind you, Blade's still early enough in its development. Oh, we need to replace that with this. Oh, well, no, we had to unequip that. How do I get you out of there? There, okay, that's how we get you out of there. Well, yeah, do the obvious. Battlefield scanner. That will help compensate for the problem. We'll have the ability to draw 2 more cards. Which, considering the 3 people we have, I think the Hunter's the only one even remotely close to having a decent starting build right now, because, you know, it's still early in the phase, but the thing is, quick attack has been upgraded. One of his dark cards is now at least decent, you know, like that whip that we upgraded, but we still have an unupgraded dark whip card. Healing is not... We don't even use the healing. I'm not sure what to replace it with.
Hydra forces in this area are causing trouble. Let's take them down.
Seems easy enough.
You very well. Yeah, for example, I don't like steak. I don't care how hard it is, it's not that useful. Okay, at least that's something. Okay, so we can now do this. It's not going to hit anyone, so unfortunately it's useless. Okay, that's useless. So we do that. We'll weaken a guy and take out a minion.
This is a serious predicament. I'll put this to use.
Okay.
Hail that! Playtime's over. Shoot up here.
Well, that's interesting.
About time. That's not supposed to hurt.
Well, if I known she was going to get attacked by that many people, I would have made sure she got the counter card. At least on the plus side, we made that guy bleed.
I usually prefer quiet entries. They're mine. I saw a move like that once, centuries ago. Lilith herself could not pass it. What makes you think you will fare any better?
And there we go.
Weak, even for Hydra. Get out of there!
Ow! Quit it!
Shot.
Well, at least now it's guaranteed to be done.
Looks like we're winning. Should get the blood pumping. You get the other mighty gods in hell.
And now you.
That wasn't bad.
Oh, shut up, Nico. Ooh, that's perfect. Into the darkness you go. Literally. Go, 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 go. Oh, come on. That was an 80% chance.
That's just mine.
Let's just end this.
We've done it. Excellent work.
How can it be 80% chance? I know even for XCOM that's... Oh, mind you, for XCOM that's ridiculous. But I heard this wasn't as bad when it came to the percentage bullshit. Because literally... What the... What's with that comic? It's never that glitchy. What the hell? Okay, so while that's loading, I'm going to quickly just take a look at things on this menu. Here we go. Create prompt. Still not working. Okay. Nothing. Oh, okay, I only just started getting back. Got a dark point. Got... Oh, what was that? I didn't see it properly. Okay, good. Now we matched all the criteria for that. I know that due to the difficulty of saying I said that pool won't help too much, but it's still nice to have. And we do have an achievement needed to complete all the research projects and upgrades in one playthrough. I think you have to do it before the final battle. Not sure. Well, mind you, I'm going to do that anyway. Like, even if I wasn't trying to go for the achievement, you still should always prepare everything. Each thing has a use. And obviously some are more useful in higher difficulties. But still, if something is useful, build it. And each has their own benefits. And also the fact that I guess it's not just difficulty. Playstyle is a factor too. Like if you're using blades, certain things will be like there's certain battle items that work with certain conditions. So, well, not necessarily a blade, but, you know, like, say, well, one blade has a lot of chain attacks, so anything that lets, spread effects out, or make better use of an effect, like, a chain attack can, with a tonic that, you know, like, the various tonics that give strength and overpower, now could be used on a single target to do massive damage, or spread that damage out. Where, if, say, by pure luck, everyone's looking at a specific hero, they can now use that thing to taunt them, and all of those characters looking at them are marked. So it's a win-win. I'd have to look at the items and remember what they do, but some of them are just plain more useful than others for certain characters.
Good to have you around again.
Something on your mind?
Nothing important. Isn't the angry children meeting tonight?
Emo kids?
Yes, that. I can never keep up with the modern lingo. It took me a decade to rid myself of thee and thou.
The meeting is tonight.
And I should wrap up.
Are you going to the meeting?
Yes, I'll meet you there.
Angry kids. Okay, I get it. For her, everything changes, so...
Big deal about New York. LA has just as many monsters that need slaying.
Oh, fuck off. New York has been the epicenter of all the real battles. Okay, mind you, I don't know anything about the Runaway lore. I only know vague bits. Parents are evil, kids are running for their lives. Because, well, in that one she said they were trying to groom them to inherit their positions, and other ones implied that they were going to be the sacrifices. So, I have no idea which is which. Don't care. I just know it's very depressing. Not exactly great either way. Whether or not they were the heirs or the sacrifices, they didn't want any part of it. Well, from what it's implied, one of them did. I don't quite understand why he did that. All I know is that as Nico said in one of the playthroughs, one of them sided with the parents and died with them. And since I don't know anything about, mind you, once again, the Runaways aren't very well known. Heck, I think this game had the highest chance of making any of their lore common knowledge, and it just didn't hit it off. Too bad, because this game's not too bad in the overall pictures. It even set up perfectly for the sequel. However, Doom was supposed to be playing into this. I know, spoilers, but, well, if you haven't played this game yet, it's not a super big... It's basically, I think obviously they wanted to have room for the sequel, because they were implying, but there was got to be a way we can get Hunter and his mother back, because, once again, another spoiler, Lilith overall was trying to backstab Chthon. Like, literally, she had no intention of letting him take over / destroy the world, because in a way he wasn't trying to destroy, he was just, do what he deemed how the world should be, which is a weird, where everyone was alive, but an extension of him, if I vaguely understand what they said. So technically, everyone would live, but in what way are they alive? Like, is any even a fragment of their mind still really there, or are they literally just a hive mind? Like, is the sense of self completely lost, or is it just stuck in the background screaming, "No, please let me out! Don't let me live like this, or kill me!" Like, literally, just outright kill me and let me not be part of this nightmare. Because I think that could be very well what is implied that everyone would be. The world would still be here. So people would be in a sense alive, but not as they are. And like literally losing yourself like that could be arguably even worse than death. At least death, it's over, regardless of whether you believe afterlife or not. You're not in whatever that state, whatever is left of you, if you're an extension of some by our standards, twisted evil being. Like, you gotta admit that most of these evil beings probably don't see themselves as evil. And it ends up being the victor that decides what is good or evil. Hey, I know better and I'm now in control. So now that means what I deem is right and what's wrong is wrong. So that means your free will is overridden because I am now the one in charge, and you're better for it because you can't disagree with me. Oh, didn't realize the chest was there. So at least before I fast traveled, I had a chance to collect it. And I can't get down because, fuck the invisible wall physics in this game. Yeah, here's an example of... Okay, I don't think you can craft this specific one. See if that helps. But, that item would be perfect for Spider-Man. He's an environmental attack master. Like his ability... Once you have the friendship levels up high enough and all that, is very good at using those environmental attacks. So anything that boosts those things would work well. So that's an example of battle items being more useful or less useful depending on the heroes. Now, for example, Spider-Man is not the most... like environmental attacks will not help you later in the game as much as just outright the cards. And he's good at working with the group, but he's not like, say, Captain Marvel, from what I understand the builds for her, or Iron Man especially. Like Iron Man is considered one of the the guy who made those min-max builds says Captain Marvel is the most powerful hero because of how her kit works. Binary alone makes her devastating, and all our cards are relatively good, or the ones he particularly uses, like quick jab. Get a strengthen on this. You take out a minion, you get 50% boost to your damage to everything else, and bring it on. Counter gained and taunt a bunch of enemies. You are now strengthened by this if you get that mod on it, and you get the everyone looking at you, get 2 heroism, gain a counter. I can't remember what mod. I think he put free, so I guess you maybe lose the +2 heroism. But still, you have it taunted. You're strengthened by this. You didn't lose a card by getting that strengthened. And now, if you're binary, you get a double your power. You build up your block so you don't get knocked out of binary with things like knee strike or other mods, and or this. I can't remember. Once again, I think he did a +2 a mod. I can't remember what he did. It can't be free. You can't make this to free because it draws cards. But then, of course, there's where's Fist of Radiance? Was I on it? Okay, I thought I wasn't on it. One step ahead. Okay, yeah, we're on Fist of Radiance. But here's another good card, even without mods. Knock someone back. You're doing a bunch of damage, and on KO, draw a card. And then, of course, with this, you get The photon beam's a high damage card. Wider beam helps, and obviously any mod you get. Once again, I have to look at it. Well, mind you, since I don't have many cards, I don't have much resources. I can't make any of these min-max builds even if I want to, so I have to relook them up again. But overall, as you can see, and this is just a fraction of her cards, are much more powerful than, say, anything Spider-Man has. But he has he has AoEs. He has a quick kick that, even though it doesn't do any damage by itself, it is still a knock around enemies. It helps reposition him so he can maybe use those. You can either use the environmental attacks that he can do and potentially making those things free, losing no heroism and doing a little damage to set them up for either other heroes or his own abilities. And then, of course, quick kick. If the item can't put him in a position, his quick kick could move into a position to use for other cards or environmental attacks. So he's literally darting around the battlefield, knocking people around, throwing things at them, dropping things on them. Like I said, that's makes various things work for him. And the same could be for any other hero that uses other abilities. For example, Overdrive Serum from what I understand, is one of the items you can use for Hulk. Not because it's specifically meant for Hulk, but it works with his kit more than anything else. More than others. Because once again, I have to remember what are the effects of Overdrive Serum. I can't remember what they are, but they're one of the items I heard about. So you have to. This is mind you, anything based around cards is obviously a carefully planned, because you're trying to go, and even that's what the guy that made the min-max build videos implied. The whole goal he did is try and make them self-sufficient and not solely and make them everyone else just work together, because each one that can support themselves and then have abilities that can also support each other. Like, for example, Doctor Strange isn't necessarily the most self-sufficient hero because he is a pure support, but Iron Man could literally carry the team. Nico, not so much, but that's because too much RNG. But she does, when the stars do align, she, like the guy said in his tier video, because I think she was the only B tier hero, because everyone else was A or S after mods. Mind you, this is before all the DLC when he made her video, but after everything's said and done, in the base heroes, she was the only B tier left, but that's because of her RNG. When the stars align, she's S tier, and B tier is still as he's shown, there is no useless heroes. But once again, some people are just plain better than others. Captain Marvel, he deemed the most powerful of all the options you have. From your overall kit is simple, it's easy, sure, binary makes her powerful. So yeah, that makes sense why he would deem her the most powerful, because she can carry the team, because that double the power alone makes her a powerhouse that can overwhelm everything in her path. That's just how she works. Iron Man, once again, he carries the team. Air superiority alone, even after nerf, is a powerful card. His quick attack knocks enemies around. Once upgraded. Let's look at his. Look at what does quick. I don't think I've upgraded, so I can't remember what its upgrade effect is. But in general, it's a decent card. Quick draw adds knockback. I don't know what its upgrade is. Was it draw a card or was that a mod? Now, mind you, with Iron Man, because I think it was draw an Iron Man card was what he recommended for this, but I can't remember if it was the mod was what he was recommending, or was it because the upgrade brought the draw Iron Man card? Because despite everything, you want to make his surgical strike was one of his most recommended cards for his final build. And obviously, this upgraded is extremely desired, because, especially if you can get the free mod on it. Apply 2 marked, and apply 2 vulnerable. On redraw, nearby enemies gain mark. So, yeah, this is very useful. Keep a redraw ready. Use a redraw to upgrade this for the area of effect. If it's free, that's even better. Well, that's the whole point. And then you get a bunch of enemies marked. One of them is vulnerable. And that's for 2 turns for all the for all the marks, and the one affected by vulnerable, obviously. And then you, of course, now can go to town with all the other abilities he has. Like, for example, if Surgical Strike is the one you have left to do. Oh yeah, I guess now that we're here, let's change his deck a little. Because, once again, here, look at this. Next card played is not discarded. And it's free. So, say you have, not counting precision, 3 Iron Man cards in your hand. You can play this. You don't lose a card play. You only lose a card. Keep this. Mark targets. Use Surgical Strike. Especially if you can get this to be free. But until it's free, you can at least get the mark the targets. Do Surgical Strike. You still got the extra attack from those 3 cards you still had collected without the precision in there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that's just an example. But overall, let's say, now we have this. And actually, now that I think about it, we should probably go back. Take out the Surgical Strike, because at the moment, having 2 I don't think helps. Keep the 2 blasts for now. Have 1, because we don't want to have too many heroics, because you can only use heroics after you build up heroics to use it. So yeah, like for example, you use this. You need to, if you want to use these in combination with everything, you need to have 5%. You obviously you don't want to have 2 of these and you can't use it because you might have enough heroism to only use 1 of them. At least this way. We got this for the don't discard the card. And we got this to do for the chain attack. Like, heck, let's say, for example, we didn't have the best case scenario and it's only just 3 Iron Man cards in your hand. You play this, you only lose 1, you still have 2 for the chain attack. Marked. Take out a marked target and so on, and you then maybe use this again because it was not discarded the first time. After you use the Surgical Strike, mark some more enemies. Even if you're out of card plays, you're ready for the next turn. That's not recommended by him. That's just me looking at it from the way it is. And obviously, once we can, we want to boost his stats. We want to boost his strength for better knockbacks. We want to boost his power for a wider area of effect. And of course, the obvious, increases critical chance, increases critical damage. No, I was talking about that for so long. Oh, damn it, I've changed the screen only to put it back. Sorry, just looking up some stuff. I'm still sort of toying around with the Bing AI character generator, making various fan arts. Strange enough, even though I'm a fan of Peter Parker and Kamala Khan, I focus more on Kamala Khan, mind you, because I always like damsel in distress pictures. Now, obviously, due to censoring to avoid it, things, I guess because they know that thing is popular, especially with young characters, they're trying to make sure everything stays tasteful, so they're very sensitive about what you can do. Like, as a general term could still come off with some strong image, so they will make sure it's filtered out. So you have to be make sure you're very specific, and try not to use words that they're not comfortable with, because once again, those words could very well be used to make adult images or something, I guess. Like, for some reason I found, like, they won't let her, like, in the one thing that I can use more frequently, or at least the one that made the type of images I liked over AI Bing, they would never let her be in, like, I'm literally say expression that's, like, timid or intimidated at the very least, or looking weak, or looking scared, and she'll come out with a grin on her face. And they definitely won't let you use even minor restraints, like you can't have a light amount of rope or chain. If they do have those in the pictures, it looks like she's broken free of them, or they were just casually laid on her. Like, for example, they just tossed the rope onto her or across her, or things like that. She's not outright restrained. I'm not asking her to be in a position where she's, like, humiliated, and, tied up with, all around her chest and outlining it, anything like that. And, just a standard around the torso, around here, like they would do in the older cartoons, like tie the girl to the train tracks proverbial idea, not the one I'm trying to make, but the idea. Just a standard tied to a chair in a standard fashion, like the rope is around their upper chest, tied to a chair, or their wrists are tied to the chair, their ankles are tied to something, or chained, or things like that, or standard handcuffs. I'm not asking her to be put in a freaking fetish bondage situation. And heaven forbid there be an unmasking. Like, you can't even type in having her take off the mask. That's censored. Like, she can't be in a safe location, perfectly calm, taking off her mask like she's, I'm done for the day, let's be Kamala instead of Miss Marvel. That's not even allowed. They won't let you make an image like that because they will not allow unmasking. At least not with her. If I type in Peter Parker unmasked, who knows? I heard people say, oh, for guys it's perfectly fine, but if it's for girls, they'll heavily censor it. Which makes no sense if that's true. It's not, it's fine for guys to be in that position, but not for women to be in a position where they don't look empowered. Yeah, I know that's the current climate of everything, but still, if the goal is about everyone being equal, it's for both or none. It's not one is protected and the other side is, that's not equality then. Equality is both get the same thing equally. That's why everyone's frustrated with the controversy over Stellar Blade. If you look at it, there's still plenty of guys in a position where if you make a male hero and he's not in a moment where he's not completely being made to look like an idiot compared to the woman, which is not that common anymore, sadly. Because look at Thor, he's pathetic. But like the whole thing where he's rendered naked in front of everyone. That would never happen if it was a woman in that similar position. She wouldn't be humiliated like that. Like Zeus, completely strips Thor down. That's perfectly fine. Why can't? But
I used to run away when the world got crazy, but now I just get crazier.
You wouldn't see that happen to Captain Marvel. You wouldn't see. Well, mind you, with Kamala Khan, especially, even if the actress herself is over the age, the character is not. So obviously, you can't. It makes sense, regardless of gender. You don't have that happen to a kid. But Monica Rambeau and Captain Marvel, when they're put in that position, Black Widow, definitely not. Mind you, just because she's a woman, not because it's Black Widow. Because frankly, if you look at it, even, okay, yeah, with current politics, she wouldn't be like that, but you think realistically for a spy / former assassin, you use what you have. And clearly, when they made the Black Widow program, they emphasized using the feminine charm to kill a target. Because, hate to break it to you, modern people that seem to hate any concept of femininity, beauty is a weapon. Seduction is a weapon. Any guy falling for those tricks is now left vulnerable because they're lowering their guard and very open to whatever the assassin is doing, whether it's poison, precision strike, because...
Maybe hunting or something?
Oh, go fuck yourself, Nico. But, once again, it works. Like, let's say it was Black Widow in a setting like that, like a layout like this. There's a small group of people. You want to take out a specific target. Let's say your target was Iron Man. Now, considering he's a womanizer, it makes it very easy. But, say he was over here. Well, not over here. Well, we're trying to work with the crowd, for example. Let's say he was in this room. Assuming, oh yeah, he's in this room. You seduce him here. Lure him away from all these people. Out here. Or down here. Far away from the anyone that could help him while you're trying to kill him. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be Black Widow for this, but it's just an example. Let's say Black Widow turned evil, was here, and now she lured him to one of those two locations, or even better, into the forest. Lure him all the way out here. Down to this little creek. Now, he's far away from help. And, you kept going. Because obviously even better. Lure him to, if I could find that specific path. Because it's not here, it was somewhere else. The one where that witch's cave is. Ah, here it is. Like example, lure him here. Maybe take him out here, because obviously luring him all the way over here would be more... The farther it goes, the harder it is, but... Get him over here. He's far away from the Abbey. He's now... No one's here to stop you. And by the time they realize he's missing... for example, you could, then drag the body over here. Eventually someone would probably come over here, especially if they're looking for Tony, but they would still take time. And that would then, if for whatever reason, for example, Black Widow or whoever did, if they were allowed at the Abbey, would then say, I got a call to go here, can Magic send me there? The worst that could happen is Magic's being a bitch again, which isn't, well, it's more like finding a day ending in Y would be easier. But once again, barring that, they easily are now sent away to wherever they were going. Oh, is that a journal entry? No. Look down there. Look down there. There we go. Yeah, but now that Tony's out of the way, your target's you basically, it means the target has been eliminated. Magic has now sent you wherever you wanted to go. By the time they realize Tony's gone, you're long gone. And all it took was a pretty face. And they're going, oh, that doesn't, it makes feel anyone average or whatever doesn't feel great because they're not on par with this person. Yeah, that's the current climate. Well, guess what? I'm ugly as shit, but I can handle looking at guys who I would love that if I had their looks or build or things like that. Now, mind you, in some cases that's my fault, considering how I can control my build to at least some degree. Not everyone can be buff, because some people just take to strength training better than others. It's not the fact that they're not getting stronger, they just, they're not getting the Hulk Hogan build. Some people just can't pull, no matter how much training they do, you aren't going to pull off the Hulk Hogan build. Or Arnold Schwarzenegger, things like that. Some of them are just not built that way, literally. But I can control where I can at least, because not everyone can have a six-pack. I can't remember, there was a specific reason why some people just can't get their muscles to get that nice six-pack look. Even with the training, but they're still getting the strength. They're just maybe not getting the cosmetic looks. Go to trouble making all these pictures, and only a few. The weirdest ones are getting the most attention. Assuming you're actually seeing this, because I don't think you are as long as the stream's active. I got these, like I said, AI-generated pics, and the ones that are getting the most attention are the ones that I can't understand why. Like, one's based around, what if Kamala's plan failed during the Beyond the Limit story arc she had. It was a 4 or 5 issue comic series for her, focusing on her. And when she's making the villain, lack of a better term, fight her to end the conflict. She made a plan where, because due to the villain sharing the same connection to Kamala's powers, Kamala needed a way to get the edge back. Because Korn had such a strong desire to destroy Kamala and her life, or at first even her world, because I can't pronounce the character's name. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I think it's Quarren or something like that. She, due to something Kamala did indirectly and not planned, she accidentally killed her alternate self in that world. Their Miss Marvel. She would call it Marvel Jill or G or something like that. Which now makes me wonder if the Kamala of that universe was the equivalent of Marvel in the comics, and in the movie he was a she, but mind you, she was very small in that role. Regardless, Marvel was that very small in that role of the Captain Marvel movie. But basically, was she more like that? Was she like a Kree that was helping the world, or is it the Marvel G thing was like Ms. Marvel equivalent, or was that her actual name? No idea. Wait, I'm gonna have to stop the stream because the antibiotics are doing their thing. Wish there was a pause on this. I guess that means when I get back we can have hopefully less of a rant about current politics in media.